What is up, guys? Sexy Chocolate Aries Love here, and I'm back with another YouTube video. Okay, so today is Vlogmas Day 8. We are talking about the levels of branding, which is basically the fashion. Vlogmas Day 6 is already up on YouTube, so you go peep that out. 7 and 8 will come on Vlogmas Day 9. And as you know, Vlogmas Day 9 is acceptance of plus size fashion and face off between two luxury brand houses on Friday. That's coming on Friday. And then Friday I will give you an itinerary update on what will the weekend display. And what else? Oh, I would like to give a shout out to anybody to the person or the group of people that have been watching my videos on YouTube as they instantly dropped yesterday. What today is? Wednesday? Yeah, Vlogmas Day 8. On Vlogmas Day 7, I literally dropped abundance of different videos, literally, and they were endless. And as they kept going, as they kept dropping, I noticed they've been watched in a matter of minutes. So, to whom it may concern, whoever you are out there, or even if you're just a random person and no one who I know personally, thank you, because I enjoy your views. Thank you, because I actually did need them views, and thank you. Please also do me the favor of telling your friends to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel, and I will get back to them in the comments below. Let me know your feedback, and also, let me know how I'm doing. But also, thank you for participating, and thank you for watching. I love noticing that people are watching these videos. It gives me great warmth because I know I'm not doing this just for nothing. But let's get back into the YouTube video. So, levels of branding. If you all don't know, we live in a world and society and life where looking stylish is a trend now. It is the biggest trend now, and it is the most popular trend out. If you do not have nothing name brandish, or even if you don't have a name brand wallet, if you have no name brand clothes in your closet, it doesn't make you less of a person. It just shows to show that you have no money. But in my mindset, money is not always the key to making myself look more bodacious for a person to notice me or looking bold in public. The point is, in our day and time now, looking stylish gives us more brownie points, popularity. It also is the biggest trend out there now. And with that, designer brands are becoming more popular. The OG designer brands have been popular forever, and they will always stay sustainable like that, because as generations get older, as we millennials get older, and as we make more money, because it's actually I want to say, as years progressed on, we as a nation, we have made a lot of money in our process, and we have been, even if some of you will throw out there and say, what money? Please show me the checks that we're receiving. And then some of you probably even say, my check only say $350 a week. I ain't making enough. That may be true. But as a lot more people are making money, owning their own businesses, doing their own thing, getting up there with the big houses and big brands of today, they are making their own money so they can buy their own, luxury brands. And with that being said, we have high, middle, and low. The levels of branding. You got to understand the levels of branding to be able to understand where you fit at in the bracket of the target market. And with fashion, it's endless. Like Heidi Klum always says, one day you're in, the next day you're out. And brands have to keep with that motto, because it is scary. If you lose your investors, you lose your commodity, you lose your bunch of people, you lose your fans, you lose the people that really will look up to you and appreciate your brand house, and then, again, you'll be out. And brand houses ultimately compete for them spots, because as they are literally fighting at the bottom, then making it to the middle, and always competing at the top. That's how some of you make it to their fashion shows across the globe. There are endless fashion shows now. We have almost 40,000 different fashion houses to date. Back then, there were only like maybe a couple handful, maybe like if it's 40,000 now. Back then, there were probably only like less than maybe 100 or even 1,000. And it's amazing how fashion has literally escalated throughout the years. And with that being said, that is why we're at the levels of branding. Now, we have low, middle, and high, as I said earlier, and those represent the price range of where people are willing to spend and buy their fashions. Now again, like I said, in your closet, it does not matter if you have designer name brands in your closet, but like I said, style is popular. It is the trend of this era. It is the the mecca of making money. If you have some type of form of brand in your closet or brand on your body, you are winning everyone's hot topic of today. You are the talk of the town, the squeeze, the main piece, everything. And I took the liberty of writing down the levels. So we're gonna start with the high. We have Valentino, Dolce & Gabbana, Versace, Fendi, Dior, Chanel, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Prada, Hermes, and there's a couple other that are high too, but just to name a few, those are the high. Middle, Nike, Calvin Klein, Burberry, Adidas, Balenciaga, Armani, Yves Saint Laurent. I believe Yves Saint Laurent is actually high right now, but it could dab between the lows depending on how popular it is throughout the seasons. And then we have low, Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger, Givenchy, Michael Kors, Alexander McQueen, Balmain, Celine. I've just learned about Celine. Also Givenchy. Did I say Givenchy? I said Givenchy. So those are the high, low, and middle class of fashion. Those are the places that have been around forever, but they still value in the classes that they are in. Now, those are the OG fashion houses. They have old money, meaning they started back in the 1990s, and they ventured forward into the new era, which means they were able to transition into the new era as time went on. Now, old money is good to have because it means you can just sit back and relax and make more money. But it also means even with the old money, you can still make new money and watch as your empire grows. Like if I had a business that started back in 2005, I'll have old money, and more people that notice me in this new generation, I'll continue to accumulate and collect new money. And with the old money, I can just take that bitch and spend it on as much as I please because it's old money. I'm rich, bitch. I ain't gotta worry about nothing. I ain't worry about nothing. Like French Montana says. Now, Michael Kors in here. I don't know if I said Michael Kors, but Michael Kors. Now, with that being said, low, middle, high class, you gotta think, what are their affordable targets? Now, for high, Valentino, Chanel, Fendi, Dior, or Louis Vuitton, Prada, Hermes, we could say Savage Fenty, all them, they all shoot for the high class. The high class is basically celebrities, people who have like a good value of following on Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat, people who make money doing TikTok, people who have money, like $1 million money. Those are high class fashion houses. People who have middle class money, like Celine, are like people who, let's see, like this. So celebrities can afford Valentino and all that type of stuff. Like well-paid celebrities. Like I be in movies and I be on TV shows and I do singing and all that type of shit. And can be able to go into a fucking Tommy Hilfiger store in the low level and buy it all out without worrying about back taxes and all that type of shit. That's who shoots for the high class. For the middle class, that's for people who are like just starting out, like TikTokers or again like YouTubers or anything like that. They go for the middle class or middle class wage people who can still afford portable luxury but can't spend too much. That's for middle wise. Actually no, that's for like semi big ballers. And then low class is for like people who are middle class but people who have small business and can't really afford affordable luxury but can afford semi-affordable luxury like Tommy Hilfiger, Michael Kors, Ralph Lauren. You can afford them type of affordable luxuries because they're considered low fashion. They're popular, yes, but they are low fashion. But don't get it twisted. Even though they're considered low fashion, they are still high because they make money off of you. You go into that store, you're not going to buy just one item for less than $100. You're going to pay a hefty penny. And shit, I ain't going to stunt. When me and my mom and my family went to the AC one year and we went inside the actual Tommy Hilfiger store, which also we're going to come to next, we paid about $1,000 for a whole Tommy Hill. We looked like we was on the spread of a Tommy Hilfiger magazine. If I will, I'll probably put it in here in the video or during this part. But yeah, we looked like we came out of a magazine. Bitch, it was expensive looking. We looked expensive. Affordable luxury at its finest. But we paid $1,000. So a bitch paid about $1,000. Tommy may be on the low level, but he makes money. He makes money. He makes that good ass money. Affordable luxury prices can range. Now, you got high is like $1 million. You will always catch a celebrity paying $1 million, sometimes oftenly $1,000 for an outfit that they probably only gonna wear maybe once or twice. A middle is like $25,000 to $1,500. And then low is like $450 to maybe $1,000. And that's like price ranges for people who can barely afford maybe a Chanel bag. If they work hard enough, or if they work for the state, they can probably get a Chanel bag, a Gucci wallet, or a Michael Kors bag. My mom loves Michael Kors, and she's a nurse, so she works hard enough she can afford a Michael Kors or anything like that in between. That's the bags. So affordable. So what happens when they're dispersed? Now this is where you gotta learn the classes and why they're so low and high and everything. We live, like I said earlier, we live in a world now where fashion and style is popular, and depending on who can afford and what your target market is, no matter what it is, even if you are a low-level class civilian and you go into the Gucci store and buy you something, and you pay all your rent money for that outfit, you still are considered low-level because you're spending all your money literally at a store that you really can't afford. But you have a style point. You have a real authentic bag from the actual store, which also gives into the old money process. You just gave a OG fashion designer some new money. So now the new money they make, they're going to use towards making their new season. What that means is last season's process will be more affordable than their new season, which will be less affordable, which will be, less affordable. But also you got to think about vintage. There's that. There's a lot of people now who are actually into vintage fashion. So you got to think like a vintage Hermes bag, or a vintage Louis Vuitton bag, or a vintage Louis Vuitton, or a vintage Polo Ralph Lauren. There are people who literally have I want to say there was a girl who had a vintage Polo Ralph Lauren bag, and it literally had the teddy bear. It was made like patches, and it was cute. It's almost like a mini form of a duffel bag. It was cute, but it was vintage, and it was worth about $1,000. Want to know why? The name, the brand, the popularity of it. It's vintage. It's old-fashioned money, which is old money, but it gives a brand designer new money because it was purchased, and now that person can go sell it online for eBay for about $500,000 or $1,000, depending on who's willing to buy it. Because it's a vintage bag. It's authentic. I don't know this for real per se, but I know it had the official label in the front of the bag, actually in its inside, with the actual tag markings. So technically, if it's a vintage, it'll get you money. And that's what other people do. They buy vintage stuff. They don't really necessarily keep it. They buy it and then they resell it again to get a profit from it. Again, old money into new money. You're giving the designer new money, and they know this because they have warehouses, and they hold their old stuff in there because they know eventually once it's sold out, once their new season comes out, they can start selling old stuff on like back orders for like last season's hot clothes for like $150, and like bags for like $200 or like $150 and under. Or $89 and some change, $89 and some change. All of stuff that comes from a designer, they start out with the season, and then they move on to the next season. and gives last season a dish out point. Once they sell as much as they possibly can of the old season, they send them to like different stores, low budget stores. The second store is like Macy's. Think of Macy's and Neiman Marcus. The third store is like DD's, Rainbow Shops, and Fashion to Figure, Fashionable, and all that type of stuff. That's where they all go at after they've been like used and worn out. But you're still giving the designer money, so don't get it twisted. You'll still pay money. When it's dispersed in different stores, the prices can decrease depending on the range of how many people like it, popularity, and all that type of stuff. Again, we live in a society now where high fashion and fashion is popular. Looking stylish is in high demand. So even if you look at it in a different way, you can go to Macy's and buy a Tommy Hilfiger outfit for at least $150 or over more, depending on if you're just buying one for yourself or buying another one for someone else. Or you can go in and buy Polo Ralph Lauren, but Polo Ralph Lauren is going to be more expensive too because he's a high commodity. These brands, mind you, Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren, Michael Kors, they may be on the low levels, but they are still considered high because they are still in the game. They have old money and new money, which means they are still on trend. And this generation, once you become somebody in these streets, or when you make enough money and you become something of famous wise, you're going to want to buy a Louis Vuitton bag. You're going to want to buy some Michael Kors. You're going to want to buy some Tommy Hilfiger. Because shit, you're going to want to buy some, Polo Ralph Lauren. And I've seen a lot of Polo Ralph Lauren outfits literally on the street nowadays. The teddy bear has just been popping everywhere. Everywhere. And I say that because that is his logo, the teddy bear. And it doesn't matter if it decreases or not, you're still giving the designer money. Again, it's levels to this shit and it's brand levels to this shit. High, low, and middle. They will always be, there are some that will be lower than the highest ones, and there will some will be higher than the lowest ones. And sometimes always in the middle. But don't get it twisted. There may be low levels at some points, but sometimes they can always get high. Now Nike, Adidas, they are popular, very popular now. I don't even know why they're on the middle level though, because they're still not as popular as Chanel, Dior, and Michael Kors. There are girls nowadays I know that can afford it if they get a job at like in the States somewhere, or working somewhere high end, or working in a fashion retail store somewhere. They can get them a nice little Gucci Chanel bag, but it is affordable. It depends on how well affordable it is. If you're willing to spend $150 on a bag, or even $350, because Chanel is expensive. Chanel is up there. It is amazing. It's up there. It's high. And Valentino is no different. If they willing to spend it, you got them points. You got them brownie points. Go take your money to the bank and go get the bag. Because that's what some of us do nowadays. We go get that bag and we go bring it home and show everybody, and then cry about it later. We gonna cry about it later. Again, yeah, last season's trends become popular. Also, don't ever think because a brand is on a certain level, even like Calvin Klein, he's ready to go wear a designer too. Don't ever think because they're on low levels, middle levels, or high levels, they don't do exactly the same thing. Brands compete. They have to compete in order to stay in this game. Like Heidi Klum says, one day you're in, the next day you're checking out. So they have to compete with every last form of demand the public wants. And sometimes the public wants are not always the demands of what people think. See, when you think of high brands like Valentino, Gucci, Prada, Louis, Versace, sometimes I think of occasion outfits. Other times I think of like, what's another, like parties, another form of events, movie awards, award shows. Gucci has a lot of shit. Valentino has a lot of outfits for shows. Versace, Dolce & Gabbana have dresses for shows. They're expensive because they just don't do bags and purses and all that type of shit. They also do clothes, and when they do clothes, they do stuff for high class events. That's why their market is so high. You gotta think of the events they cater to. But again, They will always compete. When they're competing, they always compete and they do the exact same thing. This is what they always do. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it says do the same thing. They will always compete doing the same things, and that is competing for our attention. General public general public opinion is popular now. On that fashion show, you will no longer just see investment bankers, investment people, mogulers. What is it? Mogul. Oh, I got a headache. Investment moguls, business moguls. That's what I'm trying to say. Business moguls, investment bankers, dealers, all them. They're not the only ones sitting at the forefront of the shows now. It's actually regular people sitting at the shows. It's more of us versus the people that were back then. See, back then it was exclusive. If you weren't a celebrity, you had to pay the price of sitting at a fashion show. Like, you couldn't just walk in that bitch and be like, okay, I'm gonna sit down. I done paid my ticket. Back then, it was expensive. You had to pay at least about $300 to go sit at a fashion show, or at least $250. Can I help you? Yes. I can't have nothing to myself, y'all. I can't. Anyway, like I said, fashion brands do the same thing. You will notice at the again, like I'm gonna repeat myself again, but at the forefront of fashion shows, there are regular people. They're not only investment buyers, business moguls, and deal breakers, and other things like that. Because that's the only thing that came to fashion shows back then, were investment moguls, investment bankers, business moguls, and deal breakers. Not only that, celebrities, and then you had some regular people. Now it's a bunch of general public at fashion shows, and they are taking first seat at the table because it's basically, you're doing the fashion for them. You're doing the fashion for the public. At high-end fashion shows, you have celebrities coming there, but mostly you have a lot of young fashion styled people coming there, and they want to see the clothes so they can buy it for themselves for like their birthday events. And this is where I come in and say the houses compete, but they all do the same thing. So the one thing, don't ever forget this: designers, no matter what level they at, they will all do the same thing every fashion show. Every fashion, I want to say every fashionable way, in the form of fashionable way. So you have the main things that most fashion designers will always do and compete with are business wear, ready to go wear, party, occasion, sporting, loungewear, a casual wear, and customization. They'll always be prepared to do those type of fashions because that's how they make money, other forms of money. They used to back then, when you were on a certain level, you only stayed at that level. You only stayed at that brand. So that means if Tommy Hilfiger was ready to go wear, he stayed at ready to go wear. Michael Kors was only at ready to go wear or high-end fashion. He stayed at them levels. He never peaked down to no other levels. Actually, he's more high-end. And Valentino, no, he never came down from the high-end fashion. He stayed up there. He only made occasion gowns. Now he's on different levels. Dolce & Gabbana, same thing. Versace, they stayed at the high-end level, so they only made affordable clothes for outings and occasions. Now, everybody's at everybody's different level, and that's where I say everybody's at the table of eating. The OG fashion houses, they are now dabbing in different areas of fashion. Even with new fashion houses opening up and coming out every year, like I said, it's 40,000 new fashion houses every year. And also, that will venture into tomorrow's Vlogmas, which will be about accepting plus-size fashion. And I will discuss the OGs who accepted the plus-size fashion world as well. But anyway, yes. I lost the train of thought when I went off on subject. They will always dab in the same pool. Now they're dipping and dabbing in each other's different pool grounds. Tommy Hilfiger is always ready to go with, but talk me into getting you a customized outfit, he will make you a customized outfit. But he also has stuff in party, lounge, definitely lounge, because there's a lot of sweatsuits and hoodies. And he sometimes goes into high-end, meaning he can also make you a customized gown with no problems, or he can sell you a gown for sell you a gown without customizing it. Michael Kors, he got loungewear. He can also give you a gown and customization too, because that's what he does. He's already high-end, but he can dab in some loungewear. He can dab in some party wear. Tommy can do the same thing. Polo Ralph Lauren did the same thing too. He's up there in high-end. He has gowns. He has tuxedos and all that type of stuff. But he can stay in loungewear as well, sportswear and casual wear. Valentino, I said Valentino, right? Dolce & Gabbana stayed in high class all their years. Dipped down a little bit into loungewear, dipped into some casual wear, dipped into some business wear. Now they are having a variety of different everything. Versace was already in high-end fashion before he died. And Donatella has taken to new sorts in high-end. So now you can get you a nice little Versace dress. That's to wear to the movie awards, but you can also get you a nice little mini dress for your party. And then you can also get you a nice sporting goods outfit, loungewear, casual wear, and business outfit. They are all now diving into each other's pools. Normally back then, like I said, they all stayed in one area. Wherever they were good at, that's where they stayed at. Now, with a high price for fashion and a high hunger for fashion and style, people want to be able to wear these different brands in different ways. And that is they will always have these different forms of designing. Now back then, you could just the only thing that brands stayed true to at the same time was customization. Only certain brands did business wear, only certain brands did casual wear, only certain brands did loungewear, only certain brands did sportswear, only certain brands did occasion, and only certain brands did customization. Actually, no, not customization. Ready to go and party. They only did one thing that was the same all the time and competing for it was customization. Now, it's everything. They have to venture into these areas because people want to wear them for everything. For business, it's a lot of women that want some Versace. It's a lot of women that want Gucci. It's a lot of people that want Prada. Depending on where their target markets are at, and depending on how much they can afford, even if you got a high-paying job at the state, they still look for affordable luxuries in sometimes low commodity places and secondhand stores. Again, like I said, when they're dispersed in different areas, when they're dispersed outside of the actual store, designer stores, they get low and decreased over different areas depending on the area. But it's still designer. Sorry, it's still designer. But yeah, and again, they still do the same thing. Now again, they're diving into the pool. So with that being said, fashion has really come a long way. It has really been a roller coaster. We have a lot of more new fashion brands, and the levels of branding are still the same. And like I said again, high fashion, depending on where you're at and your like money making wise, depends on you as a person. Again, fame, if you have a little bit of fame and fortune, and you in movies and you directing and you doing all that type of stuff, your price bracket of going to these stores, if you're high end, you're gonna pay about $1 million to $50 grand. If you're in the middle, someone who has a regular paying job but is getting paid a lot more, or actually is someone who's like YouTube famous, has a little bit of money, you're gonna be buying like maybe stuff for like $25,000 to $1,500. Low class people who like really don't have a lot of money and work dead-end jobs, 9 to 5, put a little money on the side to get a little bit of style, you're gonna be paying about maybe $450 to $1,000 every other so oftenly, trying to keep up with the day and times and levels of fashion. But like I said, it's levels to this shit. You want to build up your as much money as possible to, get your style points. But I'm not like that either. Like I said, I don't own a lot of brand name things. I own some Tommy Hilfiger, and that's on some generous, gracious shit. And I'm thankful for that. So I own me 2 pairs of Tommy Hilfiger shoes, a couple pairs of also Guess. I forgot. Guess is a brand too. American Apparel, all of them, they're low income, but they are affordable, and I paid about $150 for their jackets and everything like that. Sweet. But like I said, like I'm about to say, I own like a couple pairs of my Tommy Hilfiger outfits. I was about to say Michael Kors. I don't own me no Michael Kors. Lies. I own me a pair of Michael Kors boots. I own a couple Tommy Hilfiger outfits and shoes. Around my house, Tommy Hilfiger is popular. So Tommy is making money for me, literally, and my family members. Michael Kors is making money off my mama, because my mom is a Michael Kors junkie. She likes all brand houses too. I am too. But right now, it's like we've been on a Tommy Hilfiger wave, and we've been getting a lot of Tommy shit. And I don't really own no Coco Chanel or Dolce & Gabbana, anything, or like Dior. But I know if I ever blew up big, and that's the other thing, once you blow up big, especially black people or anyone who has never seen over $1,000 or way past $1,000 or even near 1,000, that once they get that money, their first intent is to go shopping. First is the jewelry, then it's the handmade outfits, then it's the customization outfits. They gonna want some Louis, Fendi, Gucci, Prada. They gonna want it all because they done made them some good money. Yeah, and the next thing, that's the thing. When people blow up and they have never seen past 1,000, that's when they go crazy. And that's why fashion is so popular and high demand now and looking stylish and cool. It's because once people get past 1,000 and they have never seen that before, they go shopping. And that's the first intent. They want to eat. They want to get them the style points. They want to look like they belong in a magazine. And that's the forefront of our world now. We want to look like a celebrity at a low budget income life. See how I did that and said that? Right? Y'all know that's true. And that's all I can say, really, pretty much. At a pretty penny right now, Jordans are popular too. I should have put Jordans. It's a lot. Fashion, again, like I said, we want to look like celebrities on a low income, fixed budget lifestyle, and it's not easy. And I'm not gonna say it is, but as we go through life, we gotta learn how to like conserve our money wisely, I would say, and learn the levels of burning. I know the levels of burning. I had to take a fashion course on it, so it's not like I'm not going to know. And that is it for our YouTube video. Again, Vlogmas Day 6 is already up. Vlogmas Day 7, 8 are going up tomorrow. I will work on these tomorrow morning. And then Vlogmas Day 9 is the acceptance of plus size fashion. This is like a part 2, but in the venture pool of why there's a 40,000 stores, but this pool is skimmed of plus size fashion. So we're going to discuss that tomorrow. Also, I was thinking about doing, Saturday, if I can, I will probably show a shopping video, gift shopping video. Sunday, I might discuss the tackiness of fashion. And we need to discuss that because it's the other things that don't need to be made. A lot of things. And to me, they're like, I don't care what nobody say. They're creative. We're going to give them creative points, tacky points, and then discuss, creative points, and then discussing why do they not need to be made. And then overall tackiness. With that being said, thank you for watching. I am Sexy Chocolate Aries Love. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I am tired. I'm about to go to bed. No, this is not my pajamas. This is literally today's wearing. I'll catch you guys in another YouTube video. Deuces.